well, I'm just not counting this story scenario. I'll just leave a moment for some viewers to arrive, so they don't only join when I'm halfway through reading the stuff. So if anyone is there, raise your hand, so I know that I can start. Okay, your agenda is ready. That should be good enough. And Cat Begamot as well. Then, last scenario in the cutscene scenario, the Chaos Emperor died. An uneasy silence arose. The Chaos Emperor lay amongst the carnage, his mechanical body broken and singed, seeping rivulets of blood that streaked across a patterned floor. And a linear... It was as if Agnes' death had shattered something inside her. She wailed, dragging her hands across the crimson floor, as if she could gather her lover's lifeblood in her hands. I realized then that my presence was pointless. There was nothing I could do to ease her pain. She had held herself together this long by sheer force of will. Now that will was spent. I tightened my grip on my sword as she buried her face in her hands and wept, heedless of the smears of red they left behind. And all this time I had thought I knew loss. Elinde was like a mother to me, scores of my friends and kinsmen, but in truth I did not. I did not know the weight of centuries she bore upon her shoulders, nor the heartbreak of dashed hopes and broken promises that now lay prone and at her feet. In truth, I could never aspire to become as strong a soul as she. She had foreseen this conclusion long before any of us, yet continued onwards. Would I have had the courage to do the same, were faced with the same choice? Strike down someone who I love, or die and let the world suffer for my selfishness? I felt a sudden urge to embrace and comfort her, but I did not. I could not intrude upon her grief with my own foolish feelings. Instead, I turned to Malkesha and tried to see it through his perpetually expressionless face. I had never given much thought to his story or his life. It may have been a silly thought, but for a brief moment I wondered if he had ever felt this loss himself. The way he uttered those words to Alinia seemed to suggest that he had at least researched the subject of resurrection in the past. For power, or to bring back a loved one? I doubt I will ever get the courage to ask. Okay, I'm dumb. Apparently there's another story scenario in between. My bad. Agent's journal. It was hidden beneath his robes. Elinia, my lady, if you allow me to speak my opinion, we should keep it. It may contain information that could prove useful later. Very well, but I should be the one to carry this with me. No one else. Oh. The stronghold is crumbling down. We must leave immediately. At latest, the Master of Darkness will have a proper burial. Yep, let's walk out of here. Ooh. Okay, so just give me a couple of seconds to restart the stream.